Welcome everyone to our weekly celebration of service. I'm Sally Gaskill, your current president of Bloomington Rotary. Thank you all for being here, both those of you here in the Frangipani and with us on Zoom. The vision of our club is to be a diverse, engaged community of leaders whose fellowship and service have a significant positive impact on our community, both locally and globally. Michael, will you please show the flag graphic? And let's please observe a few moments of silent reflection to start our meeting. Thank you all, and please be seated. And I am happy to welcome Raj Hadawi on Zoom, who will be giving the reflection. Raj, take it away.
Raj, I think you're muted. There we go.
Okay, thank you. At the beginning of my retirement 6 years ago, I cultivated an interest and passion in reading history books and learning about current advances in medicine, other than the field I specialize in. So my reflection today is to share with all of you one specific research test in the field of cancer. All of us either suffered from the disease, our families, friend, neighbor, and many more. I'm going to talk about a test, and the test called liquid biopsy. Biopsy from fluid? That's unheard of. As you all know, for years, surgeons perform various surgical procedures. Oncologists treated with multiple chemotherapy drugs. Radiologists use radiation therapy, and recently added the most advanced, what is called immunotherapy. The outcome of all the above certainly fell below the medical professional expectation. It could be better. The last 30 years or so, advancement in technology and medical knowledge was able to analyze the cancer cell nucleus for its DNA, for its gene. And once that discovered, everybody thought we found the answer. Concentrate your efforts in treating the disease with the specific chemotherapy at that moment where the biopsy were taken. Well, it did improve somewhat, but it did not clear it all. We continue to have metastasis and regression. As Michael will show us our first slide, which will give you an idea, a little bit basic understanding, what is this genetic study and what is liquid biopsy. The cell on the right side called normal cell. Well, we leave them alone. We have no problem with that. Let's go to the left of the large blood vessel, which you see in the middle, with its branches going to the cells. On the left side, the blue color, you see varieties of a blue cell with obvious nucleus. These are indeed the cancer tumor cells. If you pay attention a little bit in the vicinity of the edge of the blood vessel, you find a cell, bubble-like, deformed, with a lot of bubble around it. Well, let's enlarge it and look up beyond the cancer cell. That is a cell called a mutated cancer cell, or commonly understood as a variant. We're all talking about variants of the COVID-19 virus in a Delta form. Well, this is a variant of the cancer cell, which we diagnose it when originally a biopsy was taken. Well, the behavior of the cell will be spread out and enter the blood vessel and circulate. You see some of the cell, they have a nucleus, they are still blue, and inside them, the original genetic formation within the nucleus. However, if you look closer, you will find a lot more free circulating gene within the blood system of a human. Well, we extracted that blood and took a sample and we put it in the test tube to your left below the cancer cell. You could notice there are blood cells at the bottom and the rest of it yellowish clear fluid, but it is loaded with the new variant, the new mutated cancer cell, which previously we don't know about. So we'll proceed to the second slide. What does our tissue biopsy needed to be done after taking the sample? It identified the circulating tumor cells and its various protein mutation by the blood test and compared to the tissue biopsy cancerous cell. There is a difference. And what is the difference showing us? The tissue biopsy being used, or the surgical biopsy, needle biopsy, was used to identify the original cancer. Well, the original cancer is not this cancer where the blood sample is taken. Putting all that together, the advantage of it, what? Number one, it takes between 3 to 7 days to draw the blood, which is a simple venous puncture, send it to the lab, get the plasma out of it, analyze it in a very complex technology machine, read by very advanced, knowledgeable scientists, and the result will come back between 7 to 10 days, identifying the variants with a list of medication or modalities of treatment where this variant cell will respond to. It could be not responding to the original chemotherapy. It needs another form, or we may advance it to radiation therapy, immunotherapy, or more surgery. But indeed, it fills up the largest need of the variant and its treatment. The multiple illnesses so far okay by the Federal Tissue Committee, FTC, is advanced diseases, lung cancer, prostate cancer, breast and ovarian cancer. We are able to pick up much more understanding to these resistant diseases. The biopsies, the liquid biopsy, guide the physician about where is this tumor progressing to. And it helps us out when we see increase the number of the genes in the blood sample and mean that the previous therapy is not adequate or it need to be changed. However, if the number of genes picked up is lower or even disappear, then that is a very welcome development in the hand of the surgeons as well as the oncology. Well, is it available to everybody? No. Is it available to all of us to reach? Yes. Located in various centers around the United States as well as in Europe. The final, number 5, the ultimate goal is the challenge, but there is intense and widely appreciated and recognized by the researchers. As I speak to you today, there are tens of thousands of tumor sample in various centers around the country and somewhere else. All of them being worked out to figure out if there is a commonality that it helped to map and identify these tumors under such a group. What we are really searching for is to identify profiling of these tumors. When this is done, the scientists and the researcher, they do have a blood sample from the patient to the tumor. These are, by the way, all volunteer patients who participated in this research. The idea after discovering a profile of the tumor to match them with the DNA extracted from white blood corpuscle of the blood of that particular individual. And once that accomplished, it will be called a relevant clinical assay. That is just like index. Reach for it and match what you have. The success, the reason this is very good, the success of this test, and once we accomplish that, we allow to add it to a screening test, similar like when they screen for your cholesterol, screen for blood sugar, or thyroid hormone. Sally, I'll be done in shortly.
Raj, thank you very much for that sharing of your medical expertise all the way from North Carolina. Thanks to the wonders of technology. Thank you, Michael, for doing that.
Thank you.
We have a few guests here today in the Frangipani room, and please stand when I read your name so that we can recognize you. We have a visiting Rotarian from Brown County. Clara Stanley is from Brown County Rotary, and a guest of Jim Bright. We have 2 Rotaractors here this week, and thanks very much to both Molly Burhans, who is the current Vice President for Rotaract, and Ethan Joss for being here. Ethan's the treasurer. Oh, Lynn Mintron is also here. You didn't make it onto my guest list. Welcome, and thanks for that, Dave. And finally, we have Jean Hurley, who's a guest of Steve Engel. All of you are welcome back at any time. I want to thank our technology champion, Michael Shermas, for making things happen today. Our manager on Zoom. Yeah, let's give Michael a hand. Our manager on Zoom is Joy Harder. Thank you, Joy. And our greeter, Owen Johnson. Today's roundabout reporter is Glenda Murray. Thanks, everybody. So we have 2 birthdays this coming week in our Rotarian community. Marilyn Wood on the 5th of September and Jim Shea on the 6th of September. And finally, we have a significant membership anniversary, although I don't think Charlie is here, but Charlie Osborne is celebrating 29 years as a member of Rotary. I'd like to quickly move to some happy dollars because we haven't had happy dollars for a little bit. Happy dollars are in honor of Teachers Warehouse and Owen Johnson. What are you happy about?
I'm happy about 2 things. One is that the Ernie Pyle State is, well, not state anymore. Ernie Pyle Historic Site is now on the National Register of Historic Places. Number 2, I love the beginning of the semester. When I was standing out there as reader today, a lot of students looked at the sign because at the beginning of the year, that's what they do. And it occurred to me that maybe next year we could put up free pizza for freshmen and we would have all the Rotaractors we need.
Wonderful job. On Zoom, we have Chris Michael Morrison, CM. What you got?
Yeah, hi there. I'm going to donate $22 to Teachers Warehouse. I'm very, very happy Wheeler Mission Bloomington will be hosting our very first annual 100 Holes for the Homeless. It's taking place on Thursday, September 23rd at the golf club at Eagle Point, located just south of Bloomington. But it's not as difficult and cumbersome as it might sound. You can be a golfer, caddy, general supporter. The proceeds will go to our community-wide winter shelter for those experiencing homelessness.
Thank you, CM. Another example of a Rotarian working for community needs. Who else?
I am.
Raj Hadawi.
Well, the good cause, I contribute $20 for thanking Michael Shermas and helping me out in my presentation today.
Absolutely. Well received. Thank you, Raj. Thank you, Art. Anybody else? Yes, Trent.
I want to do 10 towards that wonderful opening reflection from Dr. Hadawi, and that if we had explanations of cancer like that, I think for everyone, I'm so glad this was on TV. I think more people would know what they experience and go through. I'm grateful that he's with us for that. Thank you.
Oh, thank you, Trent. And it's a really good reminder that we'll be on cats from now until time in memoriam. Anybody else? Yes, Clara. Hang on and wait for the mic.
I'm from Brown County. I just briefly share that Annie Hawk had a presentation about Chamber Fest, which happened during August 17th, 22nd, as the first trial ever in Brown County by world-renowned musicians from all over the world playing for that small town. And I really want to share, it was such a success. We had each day filled out the church and all the places gallery. And I really want to share that we had such a great time enriching the whole community with such a world-class music. I really want to invite you, all of them. I'm sure some of them were there. All of you, if you do it again next year, please join that. It's just such a joy that we had a such success. So this is my happy box.
Thank you so much. I am now going to introduce our speaker. I don't usually get to do this, but this week we have a special guest. Kirk Bushy was born and raised in Vincennes, Indiana, and in fact, he's a member of the 8th generation of the Bouchie family in Vincennes, dating back to around 1760. That's pretty amazing. Kirk and his wife, Becky, have 2 sons, Doug and David, and he's no stranger to Bloomington. He has 2 degrees from the IU Kelley School of Business. I'm so sorry. The first week we had a different camera, and so I got used to that. We now have it. Yeah, never mind. Thank you, master producer. But Kirk still has 2 degrees from the IU Kelley School of Business, a bachelor's in business economics and public policy, and an MBA in finance. He spent 24 years in commercial banking before becoming the general manager of Vincennes Water Utilities in 2004, which is a role that he continues today in those times when he's not traveling for Rotary. He has absolutely been active in community service. He's been a school board member, a member of the Knox County Community Development Corporation, the Chamber of Commerce, Vincennes University Foundations, Vincennes YMCA, and many more. And he's got quite a few awards to go along with those volunteer commitments as well. In fact, he's been awarded the Sagamore of the Wabash. Most importantly, perhaps, Kirk became a member of the Vincennes Rotary Club in 1987 and served 2 terms as president. In the 107-year history of Vincennes Rotary Club, he's the only one to have served 2 different terms. He and his wife, Becky, are multiple Paul Harris Fellows. District Governor Kirk Bushy, thank you so much for being with us, and we can't wait to hear from you.
Thanks, everybody, and it's great to be here in Bloomington today. I want to make sure and get organized here where I'm not blocking the camera or ringing the bell. It kind of feels, I told some of the board members that met with me earlier before the meeting that I felt a little strange. I think this may be one of the only times I've ever traveled to Bloomington and had not a piece of red clothing on anywhere. But I did select a red mask for this morning, so I felt kind of at home, but with the Rotary blue in Bloomington. It's great to be here. Thanks for the introduction, Sally, and the warm welcome, the meal today. I'm so happy to be able to be here and meet with all of you in person. I know we all want that. We all want to get back to normal, as normal will be in the near future. And I know if we're careful, we can continue to meet socially like this under these conditions, and I appreciate that. At the front end of the meeting here, I'd like to recognize a few people, and I have a small gift for each of you. And I'd like, if I say your name, I'd like for you to come up here. I don't know if you want to come all the way up on the stage, or you can just kind of line up here in front, socially distanced, of course. I want to thank and congratulate Sally Gaskell, your president, for this year. We were all hoping that this year would be a normal year. And obviously, so far, it's not turned out to be that way. The virus has hung around a little longer than any of us expected or would like for it to be, but we certainly appreciate her leadership. It is an important role. The presidency of the local club, in my opinion, is the most important position in Rotary, because if we don't have strong clubs where members are engaged, we aren't going to have a very strong Rotary organization. And it's up to the president to keep things moving. You can't always please everyone, but it certainly is an important role. And I appreciate, we all appreciate the support that you give your presidents. Speaking of that, last year was probably the most difficult year in the history of Rotary, at least in recent times, in keeping everyone together. We were all learning these systems, the Zoom systems, meeting virtually, pretty much full time. There was a point during the year, as you all know, where I think every club in our district, all 37 clubs, were meeting virtually only. And I attended several of those meetings. I think I attended a couple of your meetings. Jim Bright is always good about getting the word out to me as far as the programming that you're having here at your club, and I appreciate that. And but last year, your immediate past president, Ashley Wesley, did a great job keeping all the wheels on, and we appreciate that, Ashley. So far, I've named 3 people, and none of the 3 of you have come up here yet. Do you remember who I named? Of course, I want to recognize District Governor-elect Lance Everly from your own club. He only knows a portion of what he's got himself involved in. He'll learn the rest of it soon, but no, we appreciate Lance stepping up in the governor line, and it truly is a rewarding experience. I never realized that I would ever do this, and I couldn't do this without the support of our district leadership, the past district governors, the governors that are following me, the immediate past district governor, and particularly Betty Dunham, who is our administrative assistant. A couple of years ago, the district bit the bullet and actually hired an administrative assistant for the district. I work full-time, Lance works full-time, Jessica worked full-time, and it's impossible to do this job well and still work full-time. So that administrative person for our district has helped us bridge that gap and be able to do what we do. Past district governor Judy Witt, is Judy here? Okay, I wanted to recognize her. And then I've got, I know Lauren Schneider is a member of your club, but I haven't seen him here today. He's helping out again this year, as he has for many years, with RILA. I'd like to recognize Fred Dunn, who has, I think he may be your longest running member. Is he on Zoom today? Thank him for his service. I'd like to recognize Mike Baker for his foundation support and just being a friend. When you're the district governor, you can recognize whoever you want. And I also want to call to the stage here a longtime member of Rotary, not only in this club, but in past clubs, and Dr. Phil Eskew, who is here with 47, what'd you tell me, 47 years of perfect attendance? 40 and a half, that's still pretty good. That's probably double anyone else. So with that, I want to present each of you some of these special edition Rotary socks this year with our team logo, and I certainly appreciate. I'd like to pass them out to everyone. I don't have enough for everybody, but you guys are all special people that make Rotary work, and we really appreciate it. My official duty today is to greet all of you on behalf of our Rotary International President, Shaker Mehta. And Shaker is a Rotarian from the country of India, from Kolkata, India. And he is a member of the Rotary Club of Calcutta, Mahanagar, and he has been a member since 1985. He is an accountant by training, and is a successful real estate developer in the country of India, and particularly in Calcutta. Our theme this year is Serve to Change Lives. As you know, every year Rotary has a theme. I think this is the theme from 2 years ago. And the themes all tend to run together. They all kind of say the same thing, just in a different way. And that theme is chosen by the incoming RI president. It's always announced in January to all the district governor elects to make a big deal about it. But it's just a way for us to rally around a central idea. And all of you in Bloomington know that a lot of what you do is changing the lives of the people we serve. Whether it's here in Bloomington, here in Monroe County, in the region, things like the Teachers Warehouse, that is a regional concept that you all have supported for years, as well as the worldwide support that we have as a Rotary organization through our foundation, through the polio, and I'll mention a couple things about polio here in a second. But anyway, we've got the new theme, Serve to Change Lives. The goals for this year that the president laid out for Rotarians worldwide is to grow. If we don't grow Rotary, we're shrinking and we're dying. And you know, the board, we talked about a lot of ideas. I'm excited as I travel around. This is the 11th club that I've visited in person since July the 1st. I've been to big clubs, including yours in Evansville, New Albany, Vincennes. I've been to some of the smaller clubs like Brown County and so forth. And what I see out there is a lot of excitement for Rotary, even in light of the fact that we're meeting with masks on, we're meeting on television screens. I've seen a lot of new member inductions this year. That's great to see in the middle of this pandemic. And you know, we can't stop growing. We've got to continually be thinking about bringing new members and new blood into our organization. And his idea is to grow Rotary. We've been stuck on about 1.2 million members for the last several years. And most of the growth has happened overseas, not here in the United States. But he would like to see us grow from 1.2 million to 1.5 million. We're not going to do all of that here in Southern Indiana, obviously, but we can all do our part. We can engage our existing members, bring back into the fold some members that may have faded away a little bit and gotten less interested over the time we've been meeting kind of strangely, but also bring new members in. Think about he has the concept of each one bring one. So if everyone in this room and that's on Zoom would bring a new member to visit your club, get to know what Rotary is all about. You know, I will say this, Rotary is probably not for everyone. You know, we have 37 clubs in Southern Indiana, and not any two of them are exactly alike. All of them have their own little things that happen and the way they do things and the projects that they're involved in. So, you know, what might be good for one person in one community is not good for another person, and there's always options. So we're looking to grow. I know that's going to be a theme. That's a theme in every organization. I mean, I've never heard of an organization that said, well, we really don't want to grow. We just want to stay the way we are or shrink. So along that, you know, anytime you talk about Rotary, you really think, in my mind, you think about three things. You think about membership. You think about the money part of it. You know, there's no hiding the fact that it takes money to do what we do. Collectively, it doesn't take everybody's budget. you know, but collectively, we have to raise the money through our foundation to keep doing the things that we do in the world. We have to keep raising money through your own local foundation and your foundation fundraising events like your Toast and your other fundraising that you do. That's what makes the world work. And I applaud all of you for your support of our foundation. There's always room for more, obviously. I wouldn't be doing my job if I just came here and said, well, we're satisfied with what you all do. Don't worry about giving any more. There's always room for more support of our foundation. And then what it's all about, the members, the money, it's the service. The service is kind of the third part of that. And we can't, if you think about those three concepts, you can't really do one without the other two, and vice versa. So his final comment to us this year as a cheerleader for Rotary and to get out there and really marshal the resources to get it done this year is he is the shaker. Remember, his first name's Shaker, and we are the movers. So I'm sure we all appreciate all the efforts that you all are making. Just a couple updates on polio. You're all should be getting information from Rotary either through the magazine, through our monthly newsletter, or through emails that are sent out from time to time about the polio fight. And this is something that I really take to heart in terms of thinking about being a Rotarian for almost as long as Rotary has been involved in the polio fight. I think it was the mid 80s when Rotary got involved with Polio Plus. They called it Polio Plus back then. And of course, I don't think at that time anybody envisioned that we'd be here in 2021, 22 and still be talking about ending polio. But we really are this close. And in 2020, the calendar year 2020, not the Rotary year, but the calendar year 2020, we had 140 known cases in Afghanistan and Pakistan. So far in 2021, what is it now, 8 months, we've had 2 cases so far, 1 in each country. So we're getting really close. Obviously, with the political change that's taking place in Afghanistan, there's obviously a lot of question. That's way above my pay grade as far as answering any questions about what that means to our fight against polio. But, you know, there are reports that significant progress is being made in Afghanistan with regards to the virus, the polio virus, and that good news is just around the corner, and I certainly hope so. But if you really think about this organization that's meeting here today is part of a worldwide group that is going to play a significant role, maybe the significant role in ending polio. That's pretty powerful to me, and to think about that you all have played a role in that. From the district, just to give you a little bit about the district, we have 34 clubs plus with 2 new clubs in 2021. We formed an Evansville at Night club this past year, as well as a Young Leaders Club in Vincennes that chartered with 46 new Rotarians, all under the age of 35. So there's a lot happening in Rotary. We were one of the only districts in our zone that actually grew in membership last year, primarily due to those new clubs, but also all the other clubs. Many of our clubs held their own or gained a little bit, even in the face of the pandemic and the conditions that we've been meeting in. So I commend everyone for that. We have about 1,480 members in this district. One thing that I'm always reminded of when I talk about our membership, and I talked about how important the club president role is, there are leadership opportunities, and this club has provided leadership for a long time in our district. You all lead the league in terms of the number of district governors that have come from any one specific club. So far, I think I'm right on this, that Jim Bright was the 11th district governor from this club. Lance will be the 12th district governor from this club, if he passes all of his tests. So I commend you all and all the people who have come before you in this club, because you have actually shown a desire to be leaders, not only in your own club, but in our district. But we're always looking for more. There are jobs in the district. I shouldn't call them jobs. There are opportunities in the district to be a part of committees. If you have a particular interest in a certain area, whether it be foundation, whether it be membership, whether it be youth exchange, youth scholarships, all kinds of opportunities. So just let Lance know, or let Jim, somebody know, let me know, Betty, that you have an interest in a particular area, and we'll certainly do that. One person that I just realized that I did not call up here that I have socks for is our assistant governor, Sarah Laughlin. Sarah's done a great job as our assistant governor for the bees. So, which means Bloomington, the three Bloomington clubs, Bedford and Bloomfield. She helps us a lot. Just a couple items before I wrap up here, and I see the president has made her way up here, and I just got a couple more things I wanted to say. I welcome the Rotary folks that are here, and I will be planning to visit your club in your environment coming up here shortly, before long. I commend you all for the district grant project that you're all working on, the 2022 Lotus Blossoms World Bazaar. That's an interesting name. And I know you'll all do a great job with that. We're going to do $40,000 in district grants, which will lead to probably over $100,000 in good that'll be done in our district. And the way I look at that, and you guys do so much more, as do all the other clubs, the way I look at that is, if all we did was those district grant projects, we'd beat Kiwanis. So, think about that. I mean, we do so much more than just what the district grants. Thank you for everything you do. Our district conference is going to be very close to where we are right now, because it's going to be in this building on April the 9th of 2022. We haven't had a district conference for 2-3 years, and we're looking forward to having just our district. We're going to invite everyone. We're going to make it a celebration here in this building. Have a lot of good speakers, a lot of time to meet other Rotarians, and hopefully we'll be a little farther in the rearview mirror with the virus at that time. April 9th, one day here in this building. I'm sure we'll be asking for volunteer help in many ways throughout that day, and you all will be right there squaring our target. District Assembly, Saturday, October 9th on Zoom. You all will get invitations to that. We have a couple foundation events coming up, November 19th and February 25th. A lot more information coming out on that. The RI convention is in Houston, Texas. It's a little closer this year. Again, that will be the first time Rotary, hopefully, will have an in-person international convention since the virus started. We're going to do RILA virtually. Lauren Schneider is quarterbacking that again for us toward the end of October. Be a lot more coming out on that. And the speech contest we're working on. So in closing, I'm asking each of you to recommit yourself to Rotary and make Rotary a priority in your life. And I stress the word a. You know, lightning might strike, but I'm here supposed to be telling you that your whole life should be centered around Rotary, but that's not what I'm telling you. I understand. I have never ran my own life centered around Rotary. Mine's around IU basketball and football. No. You know, there's a lot of things in your life that are more important than Rotary. Faith, family, your livelihood, your health. So what I ask people to do is make Rotary a priority in your life, not the priority. And, you know, I think you'll have a more balanced, successful career as a Rotarian if you keep those things in balance. We have much to do this year. Like to ask if any of you aren't registered on myrotary.org, go on there and register. There's a lot of information and training opportunities there. You know, I stole this from a radio script. Together, we provide clean drinking water to many. Together, we bring food to hungry children in need. Together, we see solutions instead of problems. We are the 1.2 million members of Rotary, a collection of community leaders in your neighborhood and around the globe, brought together to do one thing: make good happen. Together, we are Rotary, and we are people of action. I know we have the people of action here in Bloomington to make more good happen. If I can help you in any way to be successful this year, I want to be part of that. Please call me, call any of our, call Betty, call Lance, you know, get your district leadership involved. Thank you again. I'm honored and humbled to be your district governor as we all serve to change lives. Thank you.
Thank you so much for everything that you do to work with Rotary, both here in Southern Indiana and around the world. And we're glad you won't be a stranger this year because you'll be coming back to this very building. I'd like to ask to document our district governors meeting. If all of you who can stay afterwards, come up here and we'll do a group photo. And that will appear in the district newsletter. Next week, our speaker is our own John Vandersee, and he's going to be speaking about negotiating life's transitions. Let's rise and close the meeting by reciting the four-way test +1. Of the things we think, say, or do, first, is it the truth? Second, is it fair to all concerned? Third, will it build goodwill and better friendships? Fourth, will it be beneficial to all concerned? And fifth, is it fun? Have a great week.